This man put on special X-ray glasses and realized that our world is infested with creepy aliens masquerading as humans. Find out if he can save the planet from our recap of the movie They Live. A man with a large backpack crosses the train track, then wanders the street of Los Angeles. His name is John Nader. He comes to the employment office to find a job, but they have nothing to offer him. Nader walks sadly down the street and sees a crazy preacher shouting about a worldwide conspiracy about some aliens taking over all the people. But he dismisses this message and leaves when he notices the police are coming. In the evening, he sits outside and watches the television through the window of someone's apartment. It seems like he's not just jobless but also homeless. In the morning, the man comes to the construction site and says that he needs a job. The construction workers agree and accept him into their team. Nader immediately grabs a shovel and tries his best. Now that he's got a job, the only problem left is accommodation. And here our hero gets lucky too. A dark-skinned construction worker named Frank approaches Nader and says that he can show him a place to sleep. He takes Nader to the local shantytown where poor people live. At least there he can find a roof over his head and hot food. People line up for their meals. Over lunch, Frank tells Nader that he was laid off from the factory and moved from Detroit to feed his family. The man says that everyone here is playing a crazy game called Try to Survive. In the evening, the inhabitants of the shantytown listen to music, sit near the fire and watch a TV showing a commercial for fake nails. Suddenly, someone hacks the TV signal and here appears a strange man who repeats the words of the street preacher. Aliens have seized control. They mingled with the crowd and are hypnotizing ordinary people. The viewers are irritated. They enjoyed watching the commercial more than learning the world conspiracy theory. Soon after the break-in, Nader spots the very same preacher on the street. He tries to find out something about the preacher, but no one notices anything suspicious. The television is broken into again, which makes people angry again. We see a man running towards the church, with Nader following him. He hears the song of the church choir and looks inside. There he finds many boxes and strange equipment, as if in a laboratory. On the wall, he notices the inscription, "They live, we sleep." Our hero realizes that the choir singing is recorded on a tape recorder. The church is full of people complaining that their signal is constantly being blocked, that they need a new way to tell the world the truth. Nader gets spotted, so he runs away before he has the chance to learn anything. People on the street share rumors about the end of the world. A helicopter flies through the sky, and the men in the church look at it through their sunglasses. Nader asks one guy for binoculars. He sees the boxes being carried out of the church. Frank comes to him and asks what's going on. Nader tells him about what he saw in the church, but Frank tells him to forget about it. However, Nader is very interested and continues his observation even at night. The same helicopters appear over the church, and immediately people start running out of the building and cars start going away. A lot of police cars come into the neighborhood. They are full of people in uniform and with guns in their hands. It looks like they are going to storm the church. People are watching with anxiety and interest. Then we see military machines that start destroying the entire block. It breaks down vans and tents, and people try to protest, but police officers with shields push them away. The residents' belongings are scattered all over the street, and a mass fight ensues. But the forces are not equal, and the people run away from the police. Nader notices that the police caught some men whom he saw in the church and are now beating them up. Our hero sees one of his neighbors hiding in the corner, gives him a hand and takes him away with him. They run away from the police and hide inside some house. There are already several residents of the neighborhood inside, including Frank. It's the morning, and we see the aftermath of the police assault. People pick up the rest of their belongings and continue to watch the TV. Nader looks at the church with interest. It looks like someone tried to set it on fire. The man goes inside and sees that everything here is also scattered and broken. He remembers seeing a hiding place in the wall last time and kicks out one of the boards. There he finds a cardboard box and takes it outside. Nader walks into a dirty, deserted alley, hides near the trash cans and opens the box. Inside are lots of sunglasses. He takes one pair of sunglasses and hides the box in the trash can. Nader goes outside and puts on a pair of sunglasses. He notices that on all the billboards and flyers and magazines and books there are actually hidden slogans of suggestion. Obey, consume, marry and reproduce, no thought, watch TV and stay asleep. But that's still not the worst part. Nada discovers that not all LA residents are humans. Some of them are aliens with skull-like faces. Without glasses, they look normal, but with glasses, not so much anymore. Also, all the money bills actually say, "This is your god." In addition, all citizens receive a radio signal saying, "Sleep, sleep, sleep." Shocked, Nada sees more and more aliens with skull-shaped faces. He goes into a store, which is also full of aliens. By the way, one of the major officials turns out to be an alien too. Nada gets accidentally jostled by one of the female customers. She too is an alien. The man acts rude and insults her, calling the woman a creepy freak. He stumbles over flower pots and falls, and the alien, realizing she has been uncovered, immediately summons her disgruntled congeners. Nada is approached by a crowd of aliens, and the man flees the store. He scolds another alien, comparing her to a pig, at which point the police grab him. But these police officers are aliens too. They want to take our hero to someplace quiet, but he suddenly attacks the police officers, takes their weapons, and takes the aliens' lives. The good news is that they are not immortal. Nada takes a shotgun from the police car and heads to the bank. There are lots of aliens there. He starts a firefight and cleans the planet of a couple more aliens. However, one of them just disappears at some point. Nada gets irritated by this. Here comes the police, so our hero is forced to flee. He sees a drone pointing at him, but he manages to destroy it with a shotgun blast. He notices a policeman, who is a real person, so Nada doesn't hurt him. In the next scene, we see a young woman in the parking. She is on her way to the car, but Nada catches up with her and takes her hostage. Our hero forces her to take him away in the car, and yes, this woman is thankfully not an alien. She obeys the man with the gun and drives him into her house. The neighbors wave hello to her, not noticing anything suspicious. Inside the house, Nada collapses exhausted on the floor and tells the woman what he saw through those strange glasses. She pretends to believe him, but actually thinks he is crazy. Because of the effects of the glasses, Nada feels terribly weak and almost falls asleep right next to the couch. The woman pours herself a glass of wine and says that her name is Holly and she is an assistant director. Upon learning that the woman works on television, Nada gets startled and runs to the TV. Seizing the moment, Holly stuns him and pushes him off the balcony. The woman calls the police, and at that moment finds the glasses Nada left behind. Nada himself tries to run away from her house. After the fall, he feels so much pain, but he needs to go save himself before the cops arrive. He is very weak and hides in a slum. The next day, Nada comes to the construction site and asks his friend Frank to go out with him to get the glasses and see the whole truth. However, Frank has already heard about what Nada did at the bank, so he flatly refuses. Our hero goes to the place where he left the box by himself, but there is a problem. A garbage truck has already arrived and collected some trash. Nada opens the bag and jumps inside. Among the pile of junk, he finds the right box and takes a new pair of glasses from it. But at this time, the garbage truck starts to move, and Nada falls out along with a mountain of garbage. At this time, Frank shows up in the alley and gives our hero some money he earned at the construction site. Nada persuades him to put on the glasses, but Frank doesn't want any trouble. Then Nada tries to force the glasses on his friend. As a result, they start a violent fight. The men swing their fists and throw each other on the ground. After a series of blows, Frank throws his glasses away and leaves. But Nada catches up with him and throws him onto the ground again. They beat each other with sticks and even smash someone's car. Soon both of them get entirely beaten. Eventually, Nada puts the glasses on Frank, and now his friend can finally see the aliens. However, the aliens notice that they have been exposed, so the friends decide to stay in a hotel for a while. Frank looks out the window and sees the actual writings on the billboards. He has an intense headache, he is nervous and doesn't know what they should do. A few days later, Nada and Frank are visited by a man named Gilbert. He tells them that they are not the only ones who see the aliens. Gilbert invites them to a meeting of the Awakened. Late into the evening, Nada and Frank head into the right place. On the doorstep, they are greeted by a bearded man with a gun. Inside is a small group of people. Our heroes are given contact lenses which can also show the truth, except they put less strain on the brain. At the meeting, Nada and Frank learn that the aliens are crafty entrepreneurs who want to cheaply buy land from humans. They use human resources and even change Earth's climate. Our heroes are shown an alien watch, with which they can listen to their negotiations. Also, thanks to this watch, the aliens can disappear. All the people are given weapons and welcome as so-called rebels. But a couple of guns and dozens of grenades are clearly not enough. The most important thing is to disable the aliens' radio signal. Nada notices Holly at the meeting, which makes him happy. Suddenly, they all get attacked by aliens and engage into a firefight. The aliens take many lives, but Nada, Frank and Holly manage to escape. Frank manages to take one of the alien watches with him. He activates it, creates a portal, and jumps inside together with Nada, escaping the chase. The men end up in an underground alien base. There, they find a large hall in which the aliens and people who have gone over to their side are feasting together. They are approached by the Drifter, who also works for the aliens. He thinks that Nada and Frank have also been recruited. The Drifter brags that the aliens have given him a nice life. It turns out that the aliens came from Andromeda and are now free to travel back and forth. The Drifter shows them the alien facilities, from where they transmit their satellite signal. Nada threatens the Drifter with a gun and demands to know where the alien satellite dish is located. It turns out it's on the roof. Nada and Frank fight their way into the TV center and take the lives of a dozen more aliens, and try to climb to the roof. At every step, they have to fight the special forces. In one of the corridors, Nada finds Holly and calls her along. Together, they climb to the roof. But Holly turns out to be a collaborator with the aliens and kills Frank. She threatens Nada with a gun as well, but he manages to shoot first. Then a police helicopter appears and the aliens aboard order Nada to surrender, but instead the man destroys the broadcasting dish with a couple of shots. Alas, the cops shoot too, and Nada falls to the roof. He sees the antenna burn and shows the helicopter a middle finger. The signal disappears, and now everyone on Earth can see the aliens, which means our planet has a chance at salvation. Hit the like button if you're not an alien. You've been watching the Movie Cat channel. I'll see you soon.